Right, we're on to question 10. I know it says question 4, but it comes after question 9, so it must be question 10. Our apologies for the typo there. When they collide, the vehicles become tightly locked together, right? So this is a momentum question. We're done with moments, we're on to momentum. Calculate the speed of the vehicles immediately after the collision. So to answer this question, we're going to have to use the principle of conservation of momentum, and we can express that as the total initial momentum is equal to the total final momentum. So I'm going to call this one A, I'm going to call this one B. So that means that the mass of A times by the initial velocity of A added to the mass of B times by the initial velocity of B. So look, this is like the momentum of A, and this is like the initial momentum of B. Okay, then that's going to be equal to MAVA plus MBVB. But because the question tells us that they become tightly locked together, it means that, you know, these two velocities on the left-hand side, this velocity and this velocity here, must be the same as each other. So that means that we can write it as MAV plus MBV. And then if you're good at maths, you realise that we can take out a common factor of V there. Okay. So I've got my formula ready to go now. I've just got to do the substitution. So the mass of A was 9,500. Okay, times by the initial velocity, which was 20. Okay, and then I've got to add that to the mass of B, which was 500. Okay, times by the initial velocity. Now careful here, because look, here that's 20 meters per second to the right. This one, 40 meters per second to the left. So to account for that, all right, I need that to be minus 40, like that, right? So there's the left-hand side of the equation. The right-hand side of the equation is going to be 9,500 plus 500 times by V. All right. So if we work out the left-hand side of the equation first, sorry, I've just got to grab a calculator here. Okay, we've got 9,500 times by 20. Okay, this is 190,000. Okay, and it's plus, but then it's minus from this bit, right? Okay, and 40 times by 500. Okay, that's 20,000. So that's plus minus 20,000, like that. Okay, so the left-hand side of the equation is going to be 170,000 kilogram meters per second. Right-hand side of the equation, this is just going to be 10,000, like that. Okay, so that means that the final times by V. Okay, so 10,000 V. Okay, so we cancel that with that, cancel that with that. Okay, so V is just going to be 17 meters per second, right? Now, the V is actually to the right, okay, but it's asked us for the speed, so we don't have to talk about the direction. We can just say 17 meters per second. There we go, end of the paper.